Hey, what's up guys? It's Tony Kosh here for Spec D. We decided to do a voiceover recording of the top 16 live stream as we had some issues with wind noises getting into the camera. So we've put it up here on YouTube for you guys to enjoy, and we will be starting it shortly here. It was a fantastic event. A lot of people came out and everybody had a good time. The first battle we have Nathan Borodaka and his brand new C33 stepping into the Spec D series against a longtime veteran of the series, Connor Chura, who was busy helping out Aaron Day in his Pro 2 campaign last year. In the first run, Nathan is really nice and early into the initiation zone and puts down a solid lead run as Connor Chura drops a few cars back, and the judges ruled that Nathan had the advantage going into the second part of these runs. Strong lead run from Connor Chura wasn't enough to subdue Nathan Borodaka, who put on one of the day's best chase runs, and that was enough for Nathan Borodaka to secure his first win in the Spec D series. Moves on to the top 8.
There was no planning, no destination. We were actually free. Don't you miss that?
We are ready to send it.
John Burnstead was up against Cody Heary in the top 16. John Burnstead, of course, debuting this new RX-7. But unfortunately had a mishaps in the middle of the course and spun around during the first inside clipping point. This would hand the early advantage onto Cody Heary from the Drift Amigos.
First set of runs.
In the second run, it was all Cody Heary up front as John Burnstead made a few mistakes chasing behind him. It was his first time in that RX-7 this round of competition, and it was Cody Heary moving on to the top 8. The next battle saw series veteran Norm Burwash going against newcomer Colton Curtis. Norm Burwash was able to make a clean pass on his lead run. Colton Curtis, meanwhile, in the chase position, was putting down maybe his 5th run of the day.
We line up Colton and Norm, second part of their battle here in the top 16. Here we go, send it off the line. Colton Curtis leading that Mustang. A little bit of a fade initiation.
Flipping it around in the lead position for Colton Curtis. He was looking impressive on the lead run, but it was all Norm Burwash in the chase position, and he secured his pass into the top 8.
I think that was his 5th run on track, but that looked really good from Colton Curtis. Another one of our guys here going for the Rookie of the Year. Number 97, 180 a second. Full spec suspension, Zestino Tires Round. Beating Cole O'Connell in the Heartland Ford Mustang.
Next up was Marco Tassone versus Cole O'Connell. Cole O'Connell got really aggressive on the entry, but wasn't able to hold it together as Marco Tassone took the early advantage in his first Spec D competition.
Line up for the second part of their battle here.
Cole put down an amazing lead run, but it wasn't enough to take the advantage back away from Marco, so Marco was going to earn his first pass into the top 8 during his rookie season debut. Next up was Colin Koistic versus Chris Radisic. And right off the bat, Colin Koistic got off to a good start, but the troubles began early for Chris Radisic as he understeers and checks up into the first wall. In the second set of run, a similar understeer condition caused Chris Radisic to shut it down early, pretty much handing the win over to drop-dead drifts Colin Koistic.
We'll see Chris out here for round 2, July 1st, Spec-D Pro-Am Series. Next up on the line, we have Ryan Gertzman versus Chris Coots.
Ryan Gertzman squared off against Chris Coots in the Force Hotshot Performance Nissan Cefiro in his top 16 battle.
Our last round of competition is a very wet skid cut.
Ryan Gertzman had a very nice lead run on the first set of these battles, but it had a little bit of space left off the inside clip that allowed Chris Coots to take some of the advantage back, forcing the judges into their first one more time call of the day.
I think that's the battle of the day thus far. All right, we're back on the line. This one more time battle.
Chris Coots was way closer to Ryan Gertzman on the first run of their one more time battle, but unfortunately Ryan Gertzman shut it down straight towards the end of the course, handing the advantage over to Chris Coots.
The inside clip is Ryan Gertzman. A little bit of a bobble towards the exit of the course, though. Second part of this one more time battle. Spencer gives us the call, and here we go. Chris Coots is going to be leading Ryan into the course. Ryan right there.
Ryan Gertzman gave it all on his chase run, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to steal the decision from Chris Coots, and Chris Coots would move on.
Council Ridgely, let's hear some love for him. Not a bad show from Ryan Gertzman, guys. Let's hear some love for him. Down to that stang.
Come on down to the Capitol Theater at Fort Edmonton Park to travel back in time. The Cinema Series is back this summer, Thursday nights at 7:30. Experience moving pictures the way they were meant to be seen on the big screen.
Show the love.
Next up would see defending champion Cameron Davies in the Speed Tech Hoopty Life Garage 240SX up against Jason Delahaye in the Drift Squad R32. Not much to talk about on the first run, as Jason Delahaye unfortunately got it wrong going into the first corner, giving the early advantage to Cameron Davies. troubles unfortunately continued for Jason Delahaye during his lead run. It would be Cameron Davies taking the win.
Here on the line. Zestino Tires Canada. Ford Cruiser RX-7 up front. Team Ruffels.
The top 8 saw newcomer Nathan Borodaka against first place qualifier Conroy Ganson, and already off the bat Conroy Ganson was open with a 3-car lead and it was able to finish his lead run on a strong note. Flipping it around on the chase position, Nathan Borodaka put in a solid lead run. The judges felt that Conroy Ganson had the advantage from the first run, and then a bobble on the initiation took Nathan out at the top 8, and Conroy Ganson moved on.
Give a hand to Nathan Borodaka. Team Ruffels out here supporting their Louis. It's right beside me, so I don't know why I use the mic. But here we go.
Team Sherwood Park Nissan Norm Burwash would be going up against Team Drift Amigos Cody Hury in their top 8 battle. Norm Burwash started things early with a fantastic job in his lead run, but Cody Hury was right there on the door.
Second part of this battle. Cody here going to be leading Norm Burwash into the court. Norm Burwash pulling leader into the middle.
Norm Burwash was able to put in a solid chase run and force the judges into another one more time decision this afternoon.
There was no planning, no destination. We were actually free. Don't you miss that?
Here we go. Norm Burwash leading Cody here. Cody here not giving him any space on the entry now.
It was all Norm Burwash early on in the first part of the one more time battle, opening up quite the gap over Cody Hury.
Second part of this one more time battle. A bit of a weird jump off line, but we're getting to send it now.
Fortunately for the Drift Amigos, Cody Hury, he spun going into the inside clip, and that would give the win to Norm Burwash. Colin Koistic was up against Marco Tassone in the G-Spec Suspension 180 SX, but already out of the gate it was all Colin Koistic on the lead run. It was an absolutely killer lead run in front of Marco. Marco, not one to be outdone, unfortunately pushed really hard during his lead run, but had a mistake going into inside clip 1, and that was enough to secure the win for Drop Dead Drift's Colin Koistic. Chris Coots would see Cameron Davies in top 8 competition, but it was all Cameron Davies up front early, opening up a 3-car lead on Chris Coots in their first run. It was an impressive run in the lead position for Chris Coots, but it wasn't enough to take the win away from Cameron Davies, and Cameron Davies would be advancing to his 4th consecutive Final Four. For the final battle of the top 8, it was Norm Burwash squaring off against Zestino Tires, Canada's Conroy Ganson. Conroy Ganson putting in a huge lead run, looking nice and consistent through the course, but Norm Burwash was sticking with him. However, in the chase position, it all goes wrong for Conroy Ganson, having a bobble into the course, and unfortunately behind Norm Burwash into the last corner, he goes straight into the wall. Conroy Ganson would be okay, but he would take out the front control arm, ending his afternoon short and walking away with 4th place. Drop Dead Drift's Colin Koistick would take on Hoopty Life's Cameron Davies in the Final Four. A strong lead run out front by Cameron Davies, and unfortunately Colin Koistick gets it wrong in the chase position and loops his car towards the exit of the track and stuffs the rear end in the wall. The car would be okay, and he would hit the line again to go against Cameron Davies for the second run.
We were actually free. Don't you miss that?
Colin Koistick put together a very strong run on the lead run, but the defending champion Cameron Davies was just too much to handle. He would go on into the finals.
Drops his arm, and here it is, the finals, the Spec Round 1, set by Zestino Tires Canada, Cameron Davies, 19th.
The finals would see last year's champ versus last year's runner-up.
Tucking it right behind him, Cameron Davies getting all the way out to that final wall. Let's hear it. All right, guys. Second part of the final battle here. Cameron Davies gonna give chase. Norm Burwash, Team Sherman Nissan Parts Department.
Norm Burwash was taking on Cameron Davies. The first set of runs wasn't enough to pick a winner between the two, so the judges decided to go one more time between the pair. Norm Burwash was strong in the chase position, and it set Cameron Davies into a do-or-die situation.
Burwash will have the lead on this run. With Life Garage Speed Tech Performance. Zestino Tires, Counter Dave.
Unfortunately, a little bit of an uncharacteristic error by the defending championships sent Norm to his first place podium. That wraps it up for our Spec D event recap, round 1 presented by Zestino Tires Canada. We hope to see you for round 2, July 1st, Canada Day long weekend. For more information, you can check Spec D on Facebook. Check the website www.spec-d.com. You can feel free to follow along with myself at SpecDTK on Instagram or Spec D Drift Series also on Instagram. Hope to see you out sometime during the season. If you have any recommendations on how to make the stream better, please leave us a comment, and we would love to hear from you.